No question. He's such a stabilizing force, and people always ask me, well, what's Al like? And I always kind of remark, my father's a few years older than Al, but he's like Dad around there because he's such a stabilizing force in the newsroom, and it's incredible. I came here just a scant 2 years ago, and like many people have said, even in that brief amount of time that you spend with Al, he really makes you feel like you're the center of the world. And I recall him 2 years ago welcoming me here to WJZ on my first story, and I think we're going to see some tape of that now.
We should just quickly here say hi and welcome again. You're from this area,
From
right?
Prince George's County, a native of Maryland, and very good to be back here.
Welcome home.
Thanks, Al.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of sincerity that he had, and he,
Yes.
and he did that for every person, and he made them feel
Absolutely.
comfortable.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he did. We have, as we've been saying, gotten so many cards and letters here at Channel 13 from so many of you, and many of the fun memories you all have come from the promos that we aired over the years. So we thought you'd like to see some of those moments again. We've been showing them before. Here's some more.
When I was in high school, a local reporter gave a speech about being a newsman, and I thought, that's what I want to do.
Oh, great. Glad you could make it.
Thanks. I made reservations.
Enjoying the crabs?
Oh, sure. It's our favorite pastime.
And I can say the same for Eyewitness News. It's what people like.
That's it. People. That's what Eyewitness News is all about.
People like you.
At Eyewitness News, we're proud of the way Al Sanders goes out and covers a story. That's why we're always looking for new ways to keep him out of the newsroom. Eyewitness News, it's a good feeling to know.
That comes naturally when you're a part of a news team that always puts people first.
Al Sanders and Jerry Turner.
I got your coffee here.
There's nothing like a neighborhood supper to bring families together.
Running low on sauce over here.
Denise Cope loves to garden. Al Sanders doesn't. Al likes bowling and trains.
Everything I dreamed about was in a box. Y&L trains, little green, heavy steel cars with an engine that puffed and blew smoke, and you could smell that all throughout the house. Oh, that was great. That was great.
But as different as they are apart, when Al and Denise get together, they have a delightful way of attracting the most loyal following of any news team around.
What a combination.
There's only one Al and Denise. There's only one Jay-Z.
Al Sanders, Denise Cope, Bob Turk, and John Buren.
All right, let's have them. Uh-oh. Return to sender.
And I thought, that's what I want to do. I love reporting. I love the contact with real people, and my years with WJZ have given me the chance to meet and work with the best of them. Now I have the chance to talk to kids. I tell them, it might sound a little corny, but I know firsthand, if they believe in themselves, they can be anything they want to be. But they can't have my job just yet.
There's only one Al Sanders. There's only one Jay-Z.
We're going to move on now, but I have to say something very quickly. We're showing these promos, and they're lovely promos, but Albert used to hate doing those promos more than anything.
Because it took him away from the news.
Well, it took him away from the news, and also he'd go, but I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't wear that, and he'd fight like crazy. You know, and we always talk about his integrity. I'm telling you, that integrity was 24 hours a day. And if someone came in and said, we just want you to wear this little funny shirt for this little bit, I wouldn't wear a shirt like that. I wouldn't do it.
Like the night he's saying happy birthday to John, I mean, that was so out of character.
Oh, totally out of
Al
character.
Sanders
Al
saying
to
happy
sing?
birthday.
I'd never heard it. Anyway, as you see, we're joined by Richard Scher and Sally Thorne of the 5 o'clock team.
You know, I was honored to have Al as a friend for 20 years that I was here, and for some of those years I filled in on the 6 and with Al or Jerry, but I loved working with Al.
Yeah.
He always made you feel good. And you were talking about the prime rib, and I mentioned this last week when I turned 50 and he turned 50 and Jonathan Williams turned 50. We all turned 50 at the same time. We went to his favorite restaurant, the Prime Rib. We closed the joint down. It was a hoot, and every time I saw him every day, he would call me Richard. Richard, he dignified me a little bit. And we just laughed, whether it was in the men's room putting on makeup or whether it was in his office. We always had a moment. He always had a moment to talk every day to me and to everybody. I don't know how he had time to do it. I just want to say that in 32 years of broadcasting, Al was definitely the nicest person I've ever known.
Yes, he was.
Ever. And I've worked with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I must say. All right. Anyway,
I have a little bit of a different perspective because for 10 years he was the competition. Friendly competition, but nevertheless the competition. And it was such a relief to join your team and be on the same side because he was formidable. But as Richard said, warm and classy and made everybody feel as they entered here, including me, very welcome
Yeah.
and always supportive.
Yeah, he had an amazing ability. Even whenever we had new interns, they right away he would welcome them in. He'd remember their names. I'd always feel so bad because he'd remember their names long before I would. And he would anybody if they wanted to come in and talk to him. One was today at his funeral, came up to me and said she was there because she was an intern and he had talked to her and she got into the business because of it. If children came to the newsroom who wanted a tour, normally they'd be led around by Joyce Kashima or somebody else here. Al would lead them around on a tour and he'd talk to them. I mean, this stuff we're saying, I know after a while people start saying, oh, come on, could he? He truly was that wonderful.
He was a wonderful person, a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Never had a bad thing to say about anybody. And in this business, as some of us know, people have unbelievable egos, and Al just never did. He was never affected by how popular he was or his position here. He was just a neat guy.
Yeah, he
and
was.
we are really going to miss him so much.
Yeah, we're going to miss him a lot. And you know, we
Already
keep talking.
do?
Yeah, we do, Richard. We talk about the laughter and the fun, and I think it's because so much of the newsroom tension was broken because of the clowning around we did. And some of the clowning around actually got on camera. And we have a series of clips here for you from about broadcast news from off camera, so you can take a look at them.
Is it true this is one big happy family to me?
It's a family. You know how families are. They have their ups and their downs.
I'm the Downs, Mickey. I'm the Downs.
Sky, sky, picture in the sky. Sky, sky, pictures in the sky. Pictures in the sky. Pictures in the sky. See you. We will see you. We will see you through.
That's okay for some people, but what about kids? What about us?
Sometimes people might make you feel unimportant because you're young.
It's hard being a kid today.
Everyone has the same fundamental needs and rights. That, and respect for each other, brings us together in the human family. Feel good about who you are. So, who wants to continue this and feel good over pizza?
Well, right now I have a fundamental need for pepperoni.
Yeah, pizza.
All right, pizza.
Where is this pizza place?
Oh, they're plenty closer, but I figured you'd like riding on a train.
There are pizzas in the skies of Baltimore.
Now that makes sense.
Al Sanders, some friends. Serious times, fun times in Baltimore.
In the great pizza of life, may none of us be anchovies.
What does any of this have to do with Eyewitness News? Everything.